Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Me as Well. But not only it's just another episode, but it's episode 20. I am just gobsmacked by the fact that I'm on episode 20. I started this podcast with not even realizing how far it would get, but here we are. And beyond the fact that we are on episode 20, I have a very special guest with me today because she's not only one of my biggest pillars here in Dubai, but she's my support system, my best friend, and literally life without her wouldn't be the same. So I'm glad to have Erica with me here today.
Hi, Mia.
How are
Thank you.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for making time for me, for coming on the podcast. It means a lot. I know you have a very, very, very busy life, but you still managed to make it. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
So, Erica, what I like to do, you've been my fan, my first fan ever since I started the podcast. I know you've been listening since episode 1, and every single episode, you're the first one to listen and give me feedback, which I truly appreciate. So, I like to go to the childhood. I like to know the early years of people. So tell me, what was your early years like?
I would say that I've always been moving around the world since the early stage. Well, as you would know, I'm Italian. But when I was 5, my parents decided to move to Spain, and not just anywhere in Spain. We moved to the Canary Islands. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very far. It's even far for Spain because, let's say, if you want to travel from Madrid to Tenerife, the island where I grew up, it's about 4 hours flight.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's
I didn't expect it to be 4 hours.
yeah, geographically it's very close to Africa. So yeah, I spent most of my life over there, and yeah, it was a very quiet island life, which I loved. And my parents sometimes think, oh, maybe we regret you not having grew up with the family because I'm not so attached to them. But I would say I couldn't have had a better childhood. So
That's nice. So, guys, a little bit of a tangent side note. Basically, I met Erica because she joined kickboxing. So we met at kickboxing, again, martial arts. And she became my partner, and she will forever be my partner.
of course.
So I always reserve her. Nobody's allowed to go with her.
Sometimes they try.
Sometimes they try. Sometimes we have to be a little bit more
Flexible.
But 3/4 of the time she's all mine. But little did we know that we would bond so quickly. And then as we bonded, I found that you were a cabin crew before.
Yeah,
That's how you came to Dubai.
exactly. So if we go back to my early 20s, actually 20-year-old Erica, I was looking for a job. I was in uni, but things were a bit complicated because back at that time, the crisis was out there, and my family was struggling a little bit. My parents moved back to Italy. My sister was in another island. So I was kind of struggling economically. So it was not always happy times for me, which is fine. Learned so much out of that. But yeah, so I was still in uni and I was doing part-time jobs. And then one day I saw this ad on Facebook,
Okay.
which was about Emirates Airlines. And I didn't know anything about Emirates. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know that the job position was in Dubai. But I
Okay.
saw the requirements were just to be fluent in English,
Okay.
height more than 165, which centimeters, and little more than that, and having high school.
Okay.
Yeah. So that were the requirements, and I thought, you know what? Let me try it.
Okay.
And I remember one of my friends telling me that his sister had tried many times to enter Emirates, and it was very, very hard because she was already a cabin crew for Iberia
Okay.
in Spain. I don't know if
Okay.
you know the airline. And so he said even for her was hard, and she's a crew already.
Yeah.
So I don't know what are your chances. And I called my mom then, and I was, Mom, I don't think I'm gonna go over there. I don't want to do the interview because he said this interview is gonna be very hard, and I have little to no chances to get in. And so my mom responded to me saying, "Listen, you had nothing to lose. The worst that can happen is that they say no to you, but take it as an experience,
100%.
of course."
I agree.
And I was like, "Okay, you know what? Let me give it a try." And so the day came. I was still 20-year-old. I was January 2013, and I went to the open day for Emirates, which was very, very long day. It was a very long day. We started, I think, 9 a.m. and I left at night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And that was in Spain.
This was in Spain. This was in
Okay.
Tenerife. And
Okay.
a lot of people come from different islands, from different parts of Spain, because they don't do the open days everywhere.
Okay.
So even people that have tried, for example, in Madrid,
Okay.
they would go back to Tenerife because they didn't pass the first time. So they wait 6 months and then go back to another open day. And so first you give your CV and so on. I'm not going to get into depth with that, but turns out that I'm here today. So they hired me. And I was so surprised because I didn't know that I had to move to the UAE.
Okay.
And I was a little scared. I was 20 years old and I had no idea. And I had to move here alone, right? So yeah, but my parents always supported me in everything that I wanted to do in life.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be luckier for that.
And I guess that's very important that you know that you have somehow your parents' blessing. So it gives you like that little nudge of courage to go forward. What I like in your story is that at a very young age, you already kind of built up that resilient, like, okay, let's take the step forward,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like 3/4 of the time, like whenever, and you know me by heart, like when there's something unknown, we're always scared of the unknown. We always think of the worst. But then little do we know that once we take the leap, it's actually not that bad.
Absolutely. You know? And the thing is that now looking back, and I don't have any children or anything like that, but I have a niece, and looking back at how brave my parents were, because I'm coming to the Middle East by myself as a woman, and you don't know what you're encountering, which
100%.
is totally safe now that I'm here and I know. But back in the days, there were not much communications regarding all around the world.
100%.
So yeah, I think my parents were also very brave of letting me go.
Yeah.
That young.
I can imagine. Yeah. I think when I think about that, I think like of my parents themselves, you know. I was supposed to go to London at the age of 18, but my dad was never comfortable of me going at 18. So that's the reason why he was like, go to Middlesex University in Mauritius and then let's wait a little bit, you know? So I think there's always that fear of, mainly when you're a girl. I think when it's a guy, it's very different, the approach. But when it's a girl, she's going by herself. She's, you know, taking the leap. So it's always a bit scary. So you moved here in what year?
2013.
Oh, wow.
Precisely 15th of May.
Oh,
2013.
nice.
So it's going to be 11 years very soon.
Oh, that's nice. Can you imagine you've been here for 11 years?
It flew, literally.
So now you would say Dubai is home.
Yeah, Dubai is home.
But you know what I like about the fact that you took that job? I think it opened doors to you to visit many places in the world, which I think a lot of people wish to do so, but it's very, I mean, like, if you look at the prices of tickets nowadays, it's extremely expensive.
Skyrocketing. Yeah.
But when you're a cabin crew, you have this opportunity to travel the world. Mainly when you're in a young age,
Yeah.
it's the best time to do these kind of travel. Now, I'm not saying when you get older you can't, but it's just more responsibility on your back rather than, when you're younger. And another thing that I like is the fact that it's also a great way to have an open mindset, because you discover different countries, different cultures. So tell me more about like that experience of going from one country to another.
Yeah. So it's amazing, especially because I got to do it with Emirates. It's one of the best airlines in the world. And as an ex-crew, I can tell you it is a very good company to work with. But the experience was amazing. I still remember my first flight was to my first layover, because we have turnarounds and we had layovers. But the first one was to Singapore.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe myself to be in Asia, in Singapore, such a beautiful country, so clean. And I was just, but let me tell you, the jet lag was real. I was dizzy. I was feeling nauseous.
Yeah.
It was a very, very weird sensation. And because I was also tired, so I would do the flight, and there's no rest in that flight because not too long. And then when we landed, the crew usually go out.
Okay.
And it was my first flight. So, of course, I don't care how tired I am, but I was exhausted. So I was dragging myself, amazed and tired. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience. And then, what can I tell you? For all those years that I was flying, I got to see so much. Not only countries and places, but cultures and people, and not only in the country that you go to, but the cabin crew as well, because you get to work with all sort of nationalities, and you learn so much from them. And I think you learn more from that than flying to some place, because you're in close contact with them. So they will tell you everything about their places, what kind of food they eat, the religion, the little things, the rituals that they have in their own place. So what to say? It was beautiful.
I guess it's the education of life. That's
Correct.
the word. I was trying to translate it in English. In French, I have it, but the translation was hard. But anyway,
you got it.
But I think it's even because 3/4 of the time people like praise you when you go to uni, when you make it to uni. But I think the biggest lesson that you can learn is actually life.
Correct.
Because it is something that you have to experience. It's not something you take a book and then you're like, oh, okay, this is it. It's something you really have to experience, which then build the person that you become when you grow older. Yeah. So what would you say would be the destination that marked you? If you had to choose like one destination that like really like you'd be like, oh yeah, that was the one that I had the best time and I'll forever remember that.
I think you know my answer.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have a
very good idea. Yeah. It's Thailand. Yeah. I know it's very cliche, but really it has a place in my heart that no other place has. I don't know why. There is way better countries which are cleaner and I don't know, that maybe less chaotic, let's say.
Yeah.
But Thailand has just something. Whenever I land there, I try to go every year until today.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not crew anymore. But the food, the people,
the Muay Thai.
Yeah, the Muay Thai.
The massage.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's everything. The beaches, if you go to the south, right? To the beach side. So it's everything over there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Australia, for example, China, Japan. Japan is beautiful. But Thailand has something that calls me
Yeah.
back in there.
Yeah.
And there was a moment in 2018 that I wanted to move over there for
Really?
good. Yeah.
No way. That I
Yes.
didn't know.
No?
No?
Okay. Yeah.
And why didn't you?
For personal reasons and love.
Oh, now I have a clue.
Don't get me started like but things happen for a reason.
100%.
And I'm happy that I didn't go because there was something better waiting for me here.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
And apart from the beauty of traveling and all of that, I think being a cabin crew is also extremely hard
Exhausting.
and unstable.
Very. And I always wonder until today how women or men with kids and families do it, because you get to travel a lot, and you're not home every single day. So especially for people who have kids, it's very hard. They
Mhm.
have to leave them behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get to do it, and is exhausting to having to work in the middle of the night. So sometimes you'd have to be at the airport at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So you wake up at 11 at night, maybe if you slept at all, going to a flight that it might be, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours and above. If it's more than 9 hours, then you get to have a rest. It's fine. But some flights, which are turnarounds,
Mhm.
meaning that you don't stay in the place, you have to return back
Yeah.
in the middle of the night. So it means you leave home at 12 at night and you come back 12 in the afternoon the next day.
Jesus Christ.
Hats
Hats off to you for doing that. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
But it was more fun than it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard to build a personal life when you're a cabin crew. Or you think you would
No.
still able to manage that?
I think you can still manage, because you can have days off as well here. So sometimes I would say that people can enjoy their days off more than having a 9 to 6 office work.
Yeah.
Because let's say I have a friend who's still cabin crew, and now she has 4 days off after a flight, so she can do
Whatever.
absolutely nothing, because you come back home and after you leave that aircraft, you forget about it, unless you're in a higher position and then you have to write reports and all. But if you're just working in economy, business, or first class, and you don't have any reports to make, then it's all good. You just forget about it. You even forget about whoever yelled at you, if anyone did. Hopefully not, but yeah.
Did you ever get someone yelling at you?
I prefer to not disclose that information.
I guess it's a yes.
Maybe.
But we'll not dig into this part.
Maybe.
But then afterwards you left Emirates and you decided to take a career shift, complete opposite from like flying cabin crew. So you decided to pursue interior design.
Correct.
What made you choose this career path, and what was the moment that you got that tick in your mind that, okay, now I don't want to be a cabin crew anymore? Not that I don't enjoy it, but I just don't want to be a cabin crew, and I want to be an interior designer now.
Okay, so going back, my major was psychology, which had nothing to do with interior design.
Yeah.
But being in uni made me realize I don't really want to take that path anymore.
Okay.
Although lately I'm changing my mind again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been my therapist.
Well, you never know. Maybe I'll change again one day. So when I was in Emirates, I was thinking, this is a great job, but it's not a career to me. I cannot do it until I'm 50, 60 years old. So I need to find something that I truly love and that I'm going to enjoy even when I get older. And one day I entered one resort. I don't remember what I was. I think maybe Seychelles. And it was beautiful. And I always had that thing to look at pretty things like hotels, and as we mentioned before, like we like to go to the bathrooms, to the guest rooms, right, when you enter a restaurant, to see how it is. And that's always been me.
Okay.
I always like beautiful restaurants, beautiful houses, and I thought, you know what, I need to take a shift into what I'm doing and maybe study interior design, because I really like it. I enjoy that. I think I would really, really do. And so I checked online where I could do my degree in interior design. I found one from the UK.
Okay.
And so I started studying. I don't remember which year was that. But then, yeah, so until I finished my studies, then I was taking some freelance job here and there. I was doing a lot of work for free for cabin crew. They were saying I had a girl in Serbia who wanted to do a flower shop.
Oh, wow.
So I did a flower shop for her. Then another girl who is in Romania now, she's not crew anymore. She wanted to open an Airbnb, so I did the Airbnb for her, and so on, right? So I took a little jobs for free just because I wanted to build up my portfolio, and until I later on in time I could find my job that would make me leave Emirates.
Okay.
Which was hard for me because the work was in Abu Dhabi, and as you will know, my house is here in Dubai.
Yes. That's when we basically kind of met. I mean, couple of years after, but it was during that time, basically.
Yeah, it was during that time. So
Yeah.
I was commuting to Abu Dhabi from Monday to Friday.
Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that.
It was very exhausting. I was waking up at 5 a.m., coming back home maybe 7, 8, depending on the day, if it was a good day. But it was a very good experience for me because there I learned so much.
Yeah.
Basically, most of my knowledge came from there.
Okay.
Because when you're freelancing and you have no experience in any other company, you're just building your own self, right?
Yeah,
so you don't know if what you're doing is kind of right or wrong, but once you get to work for a company, then you see the way that they do each procedure and SOPs and so on, right?
So it gave you more structure, let's say.
Correct.
So for you to kind of build up from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
How was it though? How was your mindset from suddenly changing from flying from across the world to suddenly being to an office where you have to drive morning till evening, and then that was your life from Monday to Friday?
Well, I was so busy that I didn't even realize the shift. Now that, because you're asking me this question, I'm trying to look back and I don't remember the feeling. I just got myself all in to work, and I don't know. I can just tell you that I love sleeping in my bed every night. That I felt.
That's a different feeling, right?
Yeah, your body changes completely, like even the inflammation, and that I can tell.
Yeah.
After a few months of being off flying, I looked slimmer, and my mental clarity was much better. I always had very good memory, but while I was cabin crew, because you're always in different time zones and
and you have like that brain fog, right?
So I could never remember things properly, or at least when this happened, what did I eat yesterday? Whatever, anything was hard, and so that improved as well. Like my memory is back to normal now.
She regained her memory,
thankfully.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But then I remember, because that's when when you were doing that job, that's where we met, because I remember you telling me, I'm driving from Abu Dhabi, I'm coming, I'm getting ready, I'm coming. But then you changed job after that.
I did.
And you moved to a company here in Dubai.
Yes.
Okay, that was better. No comments. I mean, you were not driving.
I was not driving, but for the time that I was in that company, for like, how many times did I go to kickboxing?
Yeah, not a lot.
I started in Jan last year,
Yeah.
and I left them in April last year. Yeah. It lasted me 4 months.
So that's enough to say how.
Yeah, but still, like, I'm very glad I went through it. But still, like, there was not much driving, but it was overwhelming to me. It was just a very different setup. And in Abu Dhabi, I was managing a team.
Yeah.
And I went to a company where I was below, but I just wanted to get the job because I could not drive anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think it was a little bit of that I was not used to have a manager on top of me. And also the kind of projects that we're getting in were totally different from what I was used to. And so I don't want to say that I struggle, because that's what my ex-boss told me, that I was struggling. And I think I did not struggle. I was just a bit overwhelmed, and I needed adjustment to a new setting. But it went all for good, because I had different job offers at the moment, and that one was calling me. I don't know why, but maybe if I went to other companies that offered me the job, I would have been more comfortable, because I was more used to do residential projects, and where I was commercial.
Yeah.
And the other companies were doing residential.
Yeah.
So most probably I would have been comfortable and okay on those.
Yeah.
But I went to a totally different one.
And again, it's like you getting out of your comfort zone.
Correct.
It's putting you. And I think this is something that a lot of people are scared of. Like, I'm the first one. Whenever you go through something you're not used to, it is very scary. But again, I think people should actually take the leap again, because what's the worst that can happen? You know, that's my way of seeing things. And I guess the more and more I talk to you and I tell you, oh, you know, I'm scared about that, but then you always tell me, what's the worst that can happen? And I completely agree with you. And if you fail, it's still a lesson. You learn something, you gain experience.
Correct.
And I think also your work environment is very important. Like, you need to be, I'm not saying that working will be wherever you're going to be working, it's going to be high days and you're going to be always happy and jolly and all of that. But despite the struggle, you still need to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's still like, at the end of the day, yes, I had a tough day, but tomorrow is another day and I'm still going to enjoy what I'm going to do.
Correct. Well, the thing is that the work environment was good, actually. I got along very well with everyone. I never struggled with that. So yeah, that wasn't the problem. But yeah, you definitely need to enjoy what you're doing, or at least not feeling, I don't even know how to explain to you, but I felt blocked.
Yeah.
There was something blocking me. And so when I joined there, I was so excited. I was so excited, because first, was very close from home. Second, it was new projects, different kind of projects, and I love to learn how to do new things. And yes, it was just I thought I would have had more time to myself.
Yeah.
But then first week went by, and I just felt heavy.
Yeah.
And I was calling my mom each day, and she was like, is everything okay with you? Because I can feel that excitement that you had before joining is not there anymore. And I thought It was just because I was tired and I was learning new things and so on. But I don't know. I don't know what it was. Uh, I just,
Yeah.
it was, you know, there's a lot of people who are working there and they're very happy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my place. And that's okay.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I completely agree with you because I can relate to that when I was an agent. When you know my
Yeah.
story that I moved here as an agent. And don't get me wrong, at the beginning I did enjoy it, but then when it was getting consuming, I had to ask myself the question, do I still want to do this or not? When I saw that I wasn't me anymore, that it was I had the drive to work because I had to make
Yeah.
money, but was I truly happy? No, I was not in the best environment, I would say. So
Yeah.
I understand what you mean when you say you feel stuck,
Yeah.
But then right after that, I remember you messaged me, or you called me rather, and you told me, "Yeah, I have something to tell you." And I was like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And that's when you announced that you are going to have your own company, and you started your own company now, called Meliora
Concept design.
Concept Design. I wasn't sure which one was before, but it's Meliora Concept Design.
Correct.
So that must have been something exciting.
Very.
So tell me about that leap now. I mean, I know it, but like what I want to share with like the people listening to us is like and I think personally it can be scary to start a startup mainly in Dubai, in a place where
Yeah.
you're home but not home, if you get what I mean.
Mhm.
So tell me your experience. How did Meliora happen? Tell me everything about it.
Well, that was a journey also. So, and that's why I say I'm very happy that I signed up the contract with who I signed it, because if things didn't go wrong, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything always turns out for your own good.
100%. 100%.
So if we rewind to when I was trying to shift from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, uh, I got some offers, and then I was talking to a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and she turned to be my friend because I did a project for them in the
Okay.
past, her and her ex partner.
Okay.
And I was telling her that I could not do that anymore. I was very tired of all the driving, like almost 300 kilometers a day, every day, because it's not just the driving to Abu Dhabi, but it was also going on sites and
Exactly.
visiting people's houses and
Mm.
meetings and all
So
of
you
that.
were basically always on the road.
Yeah. So she told me, hey, listen, this person wants to propose something for you. So maybe if you're interested, you can have a meeting with him. But I already accepted the offer that I
Took.
would have joined
Yeah.
in January 2023.
Yeah.
And so I told her, thank you so much, but I don't think I can accept that now, because I already signed a contract.
Mhm.
And like, to me, if I agree on something, I don't like to
Step
turn back.
Yeah, 100%.
And so she was like, okay, no problem. Like, if you're happy with your choice, congratulations,
Yeah.
good luck. And then when things were going bad in the new company that I joined in Dubai, I called her one day. Actually, we were talking on the phone, and she called me because she was asking me how things were going with the new company.
Mhm.
And I was just telling her, like, I am not well.
Mhm.
Things are not going as I thought they would be.
Yeah.
Turning. And so, yeah, she told me, I'm so sorry that this is happening. I wish I could do something for you. And next day, she called me, telling me that the person that today is my business partner wanted to meet me to offer me a job.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, anything at the moment, I don't mind. I'll meet him. And so I sat with him, and I thought he wanted to offer me a normal job
Yeah.
position. He loves to invest in real estate, and he has many businesses. So I thought he wanted me to get involved in that. But what he offered me was to do a partnership, to open a company, which is today Meliora Concept Design.
Yeah.
And so we did. May last year we opened Meliora,
Yeah.
and it's been it's been up and down,
Yeah.
but I think that comes with all the startups. Started very slow, then picked up, and then slow again, and then again like busy, and so on, so on. But today I would say it's getting more stable.
Yeah.
It's getting towards where we want the company to be.
Mm-hmm.
And in Dubai there's a lot of competition for interior design, architecture, and all of that. Like
Yeah.
a lot of amazing companies out there
Yeah.
doing beautiful work. So it's not easy.
Yeah. I can
but,
imagine.
but I like the challenge.
100%.
Yes.
And I must say one thing, and I'm truly proud of you because you stuck to what you like and to what you believe in, and you went forward with it, and you took the risk. And that is for me absolutely amazing. Like, not a lot of people, whenever you see that risk, a lot of people are scared to take that, but I am so proud of you and of your journey.
Thank you.
Honestly, like when I think about from the day I met you to now, it's crazy how you're literally for me blooming day by day. And I see that, and I see how much you're passionate about your company. Yes, it's hard, yes, it's tough, but that passion that you have is, we can see it. It's here. Like, you
Yeah.
can tell that you wake up in the morning and you actually enjoy doing your job.
Yeah, I do.
So now you are your own boss. Nobody above you. Nobody to kind of tell you what to do.
Well,
How
there's
does-
always someone telling you what to do.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, a part of being an interior design, yes, but like you are now, you can plan your day as per your choice. How does that feel?
It's a dream. I absolutely love it, because, well, it doesn't work for everyone. Some people need to have a structure, otherwise they will feel lost.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't have a work schedule.
Yeah.
I work when I have to work. If I have to have a meeting, 10 p.m., I'll have that meeting, because I know that I've been maybe not working from 9 a.m. Maybe I start a little bit later, and
Yeah.
that's the truth. But I can divide the day as I like.
Yeah.
And I cannot give that away anymore.
Yeah. And it's that, how do you say that? Freedom of your time, basically. You can plan out your day how you want it to be. But so no, before we dig into what I want to ask you, what would you say would be the advantages for you starting that new business and being an owner of a startup? So what would you be if you had to kind of list down the pros?
Yeah. Oh, well, freedom of time for sure. That's number one. Also, being able to work from wherever I like. That is the job that I love. So if you're doing your own business, usually you will pick up something that you truly love. There's exceptions. There's people who would just open up a business because they care about the money. But to me, it's not just that. To me, it's about make a difference, maybe in a different way, but still like get to people's hearts through design.
100%.
And well, basically doing what I love whenever I want, wherever I want. I think that's the main thing, and I think is the biggest thing in life.
You can basically work from anywhere you want. You
Yeah.
could be traveling the world and you can
Yeah.
still be working if you want to.
There
kind
is-
of.
Yeah, there is some
Kind of.
exceptions.
Yeah.
If I need to be here, I'll be here. But yeah, it gives that freedom with this kind of job.
Yeah.
Not all businesses will give you that, but this one, yeah.
So now let's talk about the cons, because I think anything that you do in life, you always have to somehow come across some kind of sacrifices. You know, you have to also make sacrifices. So what would that be, being, again, an owner of a startup?
Yeah, the responsibility, I would say, it's the toughest of all, because now you need to provide for yourself and for your employees, and you need to make sure that you're having revenue, because you don't only want to have salaries, you want to build up an empire, or at least that's my aim, and most of the people who have their own business. But yeah, I would say that the hardest one is the responsibility that comes with having employees under you, because you want to make sure that those people will have a salary at the end of the month, and that they will continue having that for forever, hopefully. Yeah, and I cannot think of anything else, but yeah, all kind of problems, you need to be there.
Yeah.
Especially now, because we're a very small team, so I'm doing most of it.
Yeah. So you're not just being the entrepreneur, like the business
No.
owner. You have like other roles.
I'm the accountant, the HR, everything at the moment. Yeah, because I'd say those positions are secondary to my company. And so I need more designers and architects and all of that, rather than having an accountant at the moment. For the PRO, we hire one when we need one, and so on. But yeah, we don't have one in house. So it's
to be fair, when you think about it, like overall, you are building a lot of skills. Like you are basically being a whole business by yourself.
Yeah.
Which I think is it's amazing and it's great, trust me, because if you ask me to be an accountant, sorry, but me and math never been good friend, never. And everybody, even people in my office, knows that for a fact. When there are numbers involved, I'm gonna be with them. Can you please double check, because I'm not sure. So hats off for you doing that. But it's also, like you said, a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, because basically somehow if something goes wrong, it's on you, right? And do you think that you're still able to manage like a stable life at the same time of being a business owner?
Absolutely. Yes.
I can tell yes, but I can't tell more.
Yeah. I have a very stable life and I'm very happy.
Are you happy?
I'm the happiest that I've ever been right now.
I know. I know. I know for a fact, but I'm not gonna say why. But she's been very happy lately.
There's many factors.
I mean, to be fair, there's the business, there's personal life, everything's going pretty well. Let's put it like that. Touch wood. Let's not jinx it.
Yes, please.
But I think honestly, throughout your journey, and like I said to you, I am fascinated by your journey, and I like to look out to you, because for me you're an inspiration and a model. I like what you do. I like the way you think, and honestly the way you always here for me. And I like the fact that you'll be straight to the point. We're friends, but you are not gonna be like, oh, but no, it's fine. No, if I do something wrong, you're gonna be like, yeah. Fuck. Sorry for my French, but like,
Oops.
but you know, and I truly admire everything that you've done, whether it's personal, whether it's career wise, and hats off to you because it's not easy. It's not an easy journey. People think that when they come to Dubai, it's bling, it's luxury, it's all of that. But little do you know that there's hard work that needs to be put into that. You can get all of the luxurious life. I'm not saying it's impossible. And Dubai provides for you to have a comfortable life. But for you to have that comfortable life, there's a lot of behind the scene that people do not know, correct?
Absolutely. There's a lot of hard work to, I mean, unless you're lucky enough to come here with a lot of money already, but
Yeah.
that wasn't my case. That wasn't your case either. We're building our way up.
Exactly.
So yeah, and I think there is a lot of hard work, but when you see the results of it, then it's just so worth it.
Yeah, and I think it's for me when I look at the growth journey, it's beautiful. You know, it's sometimes we don't expect things to happen a certain way, but yet it happens for the better. And I truly think that when we just have to have faith and always follow our guts and what we truly enjoy, what our purpose is, and things unfold for us. And that's one thing I learned through you, to be honest. It is through my long voice note. Yes, guys, I sent her long voice note. Like, I don't even know how she managed to listen to them, but she listens to them.
God, she sent me podcasts
Exactly.
on WhatsApp. It's crazy.
It's not only she listens to an hour podcast on a weekly basis, but on a daily basis, she listens to daily
God,
podcasts.
Mia, can you just call me, please?
It's like, oh, I need to tell you something. And then it goes on and on. And the minutes is like, whoops. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
That was a
I
bit
just
long.
start taking my laundry, ironing, and so on. You know, while I listen to you on the background.
And I need to thank you for that because honestly, who would listen to freaking 6 minutes voice notes?
Yeah, sometimes 8.
Yeah, sometimes 8, sometimes 10. Yeah, because like it adds up, you know. It's like
yeah.
2, then 2, then 3.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, and so on. Yeah.
But just before I kind of go towards the end of this episode, there is something that I do want to talk with you because I this is something that always come up whenever I ask you about your journey, which is your mental health. Because this is how I see it. You've been a cabin crew, which I believe can be very hard on the mental health because of, again, the instability, the jet lag, and all of this. Then you move to something more stable, but yet it's still very hard on yourself because you also have to deal with a lot of things. Then now suddenly you're the owner of your own company. But now that's just career-wise. There's also personal life on the side that also take a toll. How did you deal with that? And how do you think your mental health have evolved over the years?
I consider myself being very stable at the moment, but there was a time that it was not it. And not even when I was in Emirates. Emirates brought me a lot of peace, actually. The toughest of my mental health time was, I'd say, in the period of when I was between 17 and 20, just before coming to Dubai. I don't know how I was in Mauritius or where you were at the moment, but 2007, 2008, the big crisis came, and it was very hard on my parents. My dad is a contractor, and so when there is a crisis, people stop buying houses.
Yeah.
And so it was very, very hard. I went into a very bad depression. It was affecting me in all sort of ways. I could barely eat because my stomach was hurting all the time. I could not sleep. I was going to therapy. I even took antidepressants at some point. So that was a very dark moment for me. And even for my stomach, like doctor would tell me you have irritable bowel syndrome, which is a syndrome, it's something that you have to deal with it all your life. But it turned out that it was my depression, because when I came to to be a cabin crew and I started my new job and my life started to be good and stress-free in other ways. All my tummy issues disappeared, my depression disappeared. I was able to help my family, to support them in a certain way as I could. And all of that just brought me so much happiness. And I think that made me look at life in a way that, you can be hitting rock bottom, but there's always a chance for you to come up. And in any sort of way, because if I didn't look at that Facebook advertisement that day, I wouldn't be here. If I didn't change my job into interior design and I didn't sign up for a company that wasn't suitable for me, then I wouldn't have my company nowadays. If I moved to Thailand, I wouldn't have my company nowadays.
100%.
So I truly believe that life always work towards your favor if you know how to do that. Because if you're not a positive person and if you think that things will always go wrong, that's what's going to happen. But I always have faith, not talking religiously or spiritually. It's just I always had faith that things would get better at some point, and it's true. And if you really believe in that, it happens.
And if you had one advice to give for someone who may be struggling mentally, let's say, what would be your advice to that person?
I would say don't be hard on yourself, because sometimes we put pressure on, I need to get better. If in this moment you're not feeling well, just embrace that. Embrace the sadness, the stress, whatever it comes. Like, try to work on yourself to feel better, but don't overthink it, because sometimes when we overthink that we need to improve in whatever that is that you're struggling on, we're just making it worse.
I agree. Thank you for that. So before I start with my rapid fire question, which is something that I love at the moment, I just have one last question to ask you, because I think I've been asking that to most of the guests at the moment, because I like to look back at our younger self, and like our younger self would not believe where we are at the moment. So what would be that one piece of advice that you would give to younger Erica?
I would just tell her everything is going to be okay. So just relax and enjoy where you are at the moment.
That's beautiful. That's just beautiful. So now let's get into something even more fun. My rapid fire question, I had to do it. Sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm loving it. Even when I go on Google and I'm typing rapid fire question, it's just so good. I'm like, yes.
Sorry, me. I think I need to go. They're calling me.
No, it's not. We still have a few minutes, so you can still stay. No. It's not. You're not going now. But let's start. Okay. So let's stay in first. Interior design. What would be, if from all the projects you worked on, what was your favorite one?
My favorite one, a clinic that I did in Jumeirah.
Okay. I know it, and it is true. Oh my god, that clinic, freaking unbelievable. I remember I went there because basically, to kind of summarize it, She bought me my birthday gift. I went after God knows how many months. But when I went there, I said, did you design this place? Because it's up to the toilets. Yes, I'm obsessed with toilets because for me, it's if a toilet is beautiful, it says a lot. But yeah, hats off for that.
Thank you.
If you had one style of interior that would classify your personality, which one would it be? Like as if, contemporary, minimalistic, bohemian. God, I Googled it. There's so many.
Mid-century modern.
Okay. I like that. I think that. If you weren't in your current role, as in a business owner of an interior design company, what other career would you have seen yourself doing?
Was probably a therapist.
We take that as well. Very good therapist if you have to. I recommend. Kickboxing or weights?
Kickboxing.
Canary Island or Italy?
Is there a third option?
No.
Canary Islands.
Okay, I was tempted to put Thailand, but I was like, I'm sure she's done just Thailand, so I'm not.
But sorry, can I just say quickly that it's not even because it's more beautiful. It's just because it's where I grew up, so it feels more home than Italy to 100%.
Me. 100%. I mean, you have more memories there, so obviously it makes sense. Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Beach or nature?
Beach.
Okay. And the last one, if you had to describe your journey in 3 words.
Uphill.
Okay.
Exciting.
Okay.
And I'd say what can I tell you for the last word? Like embracing.
Okay, I take that, and I like all of them. So we have come to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for sharing your beautiful story and being vulnerable here. Congrats for Meliora, because once again, I'm so proud of you, and I truly enjoy seeing your growth. It's beautiful from an outside eye to see your growth and see your journey. And that's the reason why I wanted you to be here as well, because not only because you're my best friend, but I feel your journey can be heard by other people, and a lot of people can take inspiration from that, because you're mine basically. Thank you for your time. I wish you all the best with Meliora. Where can we find Meliora?
Well, you can find it on Instagram.
I will tag it on the description.
And well, our website is going to be live hopefully by the 19th of April.
Okay.
And of course, our office is getting ready in Bay Square, building 8.
I can't wait.
4th floor.
I can't wait.
Handover is 5th of May, but let's see if the contractor is going to look at this podcast. Please have it ready.
You're now on the spotlight, Mr. Contractor. You have to deliver on time. I want to go there and celebrate. So hurry up,
please. Yeah.
But thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
and last word before I end.
Just thank you so much, Mia, for having me here. I truly enjoyed this podcast with you today, this episode, and I hope that we'll do it again.
Maybe yes, of course.
I'll give you some news on my business.
Yes, we'll do a live update soon, and a part 2.
Yes.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation, because I truly did. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.